How is it going, everyone? Welcome to more Need for Speed Carbon, and today we're most likely gonna be finishing the game, considering that there's 69 literally percent of the career mode on, and I did 2 streams already, so this third one is most likely the one where I reach 100. It mathematically makes sense, unless the final events are extremely hard, which I very heavily doubt it, we will see. So the next thing to do, or well, the next and probably last thing to do, is the north area, which is essentially this one. I would prefer starting with a regular race. Though none of these are regular races. This one is a regular race, for example, and we can do that. Are we gonna get a cutscene with the guy here? Usually when you enter their territory for the first time, they get they get nervous. Yeah, we will. All right.
Yeah. What? Nikki did that. Fine. I'm gonna need a crew that's motivated.
Not sure why you're showing those 3 shovels as something threatening here, but sure. So I'm gonna actually be driving against all of them at the same time. Yeah, but I mean, sure, but I already beat them. Hey, what's up, Mr. Guy that I already beat? Mr. Bushido guy. What makes you think it's gonna be different this time? And he even has a face cam? Really? But this is supposed to be a regular race. Would be pretty funny if he wasn't even the second place. Well, and so far he isn't. That's a little bit awkward. Yeah, like, you probably could have asked for other people to help you, you know, people that haven't been beaten by me, but I think this guy is not very smart. Well, I'm not very smart for not taking that shortcut, honestly, but that's fine. Well, and ironically, the guy that's on the lead right now is not the Bushido guy, it's just a random called Alex. Some guy called Alex, whoever that is. That's a Lamborghini, right? Wait, why are you so happy? You're losing, are you aware of that? Now you know that being 4th place means you're losing. Maybe, I don't know, you think that this is the contest to see who can get 4th place, but no, you gotta win in 1st. Oh, I think he laughs when I crash. Well, that's pretty childish of you. It's fine. I mean, you can laugh at 4th place all you want, you know? Like, sure. Damn, I keep missing that shortcut. That's a hard to spot shortcut if you're not actually looking at the radar. Well, and that one is not even in the radar. I spotted it by pure accident. Hey, here Kenshi's not even... well, not even in 4th anymore. He's in 5th place. Him. Well, I don't know, dude. I think that you probably should, you know, call better help, Mr. Bad guy. I don't even remember the name of the bad guy. Oh, and we have another cutscene.
You think you know this town? You have no idea what's in store for you other than it's gonna hurt.
Well, I mean, technically, I think that's a lot of cutscenes. Holy shit. Oh, this is the presentation, I guess. Yeah, those are my balls, the ones that you're gonna grab like that. Because this idiot says you don't know this town. I have 2/3 of the town conquered. Like, are you stupid? On purpose. It's called Darius. Or Darius. Whatever. And someone is attacking. Yeah, sure. At this point there are gonna be a lot of this type of attacks. So another one of the tier 3 cars, I think it's supposed to be the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, right? Have the Supra, I think that's the Dodge Viper as well, the one that is in first place right now. Well, that is in first place by a lot. Holy shit, what a start. I know that a Dodge Viper is a Dodge Viper, but damn. That's a fast one. It's fine. I'll show him Sherman engineering again. Yeah, that's a Viper, indeed. Zeroed out. That's the sort of shape you cannot possibly confuse with anything else. It is a Viper. Also, I thought that these were the same mountain passes that you do against the bosses, but apparently they aren't, because you cannot fall. Like, these are all perfect walls that if you hit them you're gonna be fine, but maybe it's that for this particular non-boss races they remove the possibility of falling, but for bosses they have it. Because, I mean, I feel like it is the same mountain pass. Especially since in this game there are apparently like, I don't know if 3 or 4 mountain passes, and everything else supposedly happens inside of the city, so theoretically this should be one of those. It shouldn't be anything new, right? Okay. Oh. I got it. I wonder if having this tier 2 car, even if it's fully upgraded, if it will be enough to fully beat the well, all of the remaining races, basically. Well, we can do this one, I guess. Are you gonna call another one of the shover bosses? Though, honestly, at least... Yeah, that's a pretty cool lineup of cars. At least the bosses in this game are not as dumb as in the previous game, so even though I beat them very easily, at the very least, they... you know... they were... you know... They didn't look like they were brain dead, like the ones in Most Wanted. So that's cool. I like it. Makes it look like a challenge, even when it's still not that hard, right? Here the thing is that I don't know what this guy... what was his name? Darius? Yeah. Why he thinks that calling people that I already beaten, what that's gonna change. Well, it seems that they are meant to have new cars, so you could make that as an excuse. I mean, I also have a new car. Like, I didn't use this Porsche when I beat Kenshi, I used an MX-8. So, yeah. Oh, have the police here. Still so weird for me that the police even exist in this game. Like, from a story point of view, sure. But yeah, gameplay-wise, it makes no sense. But then again, story-wise, the police having electricity shooting weapons is very funny. I mean, I understand that they cannot, you know, like in a game that is rated T, that they cannot put actual guns in the game. But come on, dude. Oh, a police car is right there. Doesn't matter, he didn't see me. So by not seeing me, we're not gonna get a chase, thankfully. Damn. Another attack. I wonder how frequent the attacks are gonna be, because if they are gonna attack every time I finish an event, I'm not sure if I can beat the game today. Because in the previous stream, I guess I had like, what, 4 attacks in the whole stream, maybe 5. That's not that much. But here, if they do one for every event, and every event I'm assuming there probably are around 20 or something, that will be a lot. But we will see. I mean, the objective is very clearly for today beating the game at 100%, or the career mode, because apparently there's also a challenge series in this game. I do want to take a peek, like if I manage to beat the career mode today, which I should. I want to see what the challenge series in this game is about. Because in Most Wanted it was a complete worthless waste of time. But maybe here they have something interesting. I very heavily doubt it though. Especially because this game still has both of the modes that were part of the challenge series in the previous game. It has both the well, the time trial that they call it checkpoint. Well, in the previous game they call it toll booth, the checkpoints. And then they have pursuit. Well, that's the thing. They have a police pursuit, but they technically don't have the concept of milestones. So maybe they will replace that with something else. Maybe drift events, because you know what, I remember when my friend talked to me about this game, I'm pretty sure he mentioned drift events quite a bit. And maybe he just mentions that because they are part of the game, but maybe there is also more emphasis like in the challenge series. I don't know. Okay, so you can see here that the canyon is actually a type of race. Like, you don't need a boss to actually do a canyon race. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, like they all have like this super epic introduction, right? Like it makes you look like you're about to see a story cutscene, but no. Oh, and this is a 1v1. Wait a second. This is gonna be the... Okay, so this is gonna be a recreation of the boss fight. This is supposed to be Wolf. He's driving a Lamborghini now. So they really bring the bosses back even as bosses. Ah, shit. Wow, that was a very, very fast corner by him. Holy shit. I'll be able to overtake, I wonder. Doesn't really look like it, and even if I can overtake, it's probably not gonna take too long for him to overtake back. Why so serious, mister? You're not doing half bad, you know? Could be doing worse. I think one thing that my car struggles a lot with is the very rough, slow corners. Cannot do that well with them. So point-wise I am doing pretty well, but I'm not sure how well I will be able to hold on when he chases. Damn, that's a very mean corner, holy shit. I do have already quite a lot of points, to the point that the bar got completely filled, so I guess that means I am doing well. But oh fuck, whew, I almost fell. Keep in mind that I'm pretty sure falling is an instant loss. Yeah, falling behind like this is also an instant loss, by the way. Now don't tell me that I'm... No fucking way I actually fell. Damn. That's fucked up. Really? I barely did that corner slowly and that was enough to fall behind. Alright. Well, you pissed me off, so now I'm gonna actually try to overtake you and beat you in this round. I don't care how penalization contact, I will get your ass. Though I do wonder how much he is gonna get affected by me hitting his car. I don't think he will get affected too much. But I don't care. I don't understand why you laugh when I crash, as if the game had any damage or anything like that. Like, if anything, it allows me to do the corner faster. And unfortunately, as much as I want to, I cannot possibly overtake him. Like, he's going way too fast. It feels like it's made on purpose, the speed that he's going, so I simply am not able to overtake. Okay, what was the corner that fucked me up last time? I mean, it was the final one, which is pretty sad, but it should be coming real quick. Right now should probably be this one. So this corner completely cucked me. Yeah, I can see why. It's a very devilish corner. It's fine, this time I actually didn't fall behind. It's not a bad amount of points, but we will see how I can deal with a chase myself. So how is it going, Sunshine? How is he looking at me from the side window? I mean, he's most likely looking at the rear view mirror, you know. Just look at the rear view mirror and he will see me. Let's see now how far I can get from him. Maybe not so far, but only one way to find out. I mean, so far, every time that I made it to a second round, I won on the first try. But that has been so far. We will see if it remains being true. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? Only one way to find out. this sequence with the hairpins will be very bad. Oh, and he overtook, that's a problem. I need to cut him as soon as possible. Fuck. He really is very fast. The points are suffering a lot right now. This might actually not be enough. And that was a horrible corner. This is the final corner, but there is a very long straight remaining. No, this should be fine. Not by a lot, mind you. I think I lost. Right at the end. That sucks. Like, that was such a close call, but unfortunately I lost and you have to restart from the first round. That really stings. Okay, hold up. No, I will do it right now, actually. The boss has a punchable face. I wouldn't say that. I don't like the expression punchable face. But yeah, I don't think he has it either. But what really matters here is, well, not falling first and foremost, but really want to overtake no matter what. I don't give a fuck about collision. Got your sorry ass, bitch! I got my revenge, but then oh, and I have unlocked his car, the Lamborghini Murcielago. Okay. Nice. The previous attempt was extremely close. Wait, and I also unlocked the Skyline R34. Alright, well, that's a lot of things. Damn, and someone is attacking again. Fuck. The previous attempt was pretty exciting. It's a shame I ended up losing, but it really, like I barely lost. Like, a little bit more distance with the boss and it would have been a win. It would have been a pretty nice win. Basically, it shows that if you try to be aggressive and you're actually faster than your opponent. Wait, this one I remember. This one you have to be fast from the beginning. Anyways, I was about to say that if you can be faster than your opponent, you should attack and overtake no matter what. Like, the penalization means absolutely nothing if you have the chance to win right away. And there's something important in that, is that the AI opponents will almost always try to break when you are ahead of them. So as long as you manage to get slightly ahead of them, they are not gonna even try to recover their position. And that's crucial. So I have my doubts here if he can actually keep winning with this car. I will try, but You can see that these guys are really going extremely fast. No doubt. And this first place in points matters very little. Because, well, it's not even a first place now. But even if it was, if they are too far from me, that also won't matter. And that's crazy just how extremely fast these guys are. Actually messed up. That wasn't even close. Okay, that's a problem. That is without a doubt a problem. Because here I'm not really sure what other thing I could do differently. Aside from getting another car, I already didn't like the idea of getting this car because my idea was using the first car until the end, but that is not possible. This one should be possible to make it until the end, but at the same time, races like this are making it look like you need a tier 3. We will see though. No, you're not passing. It also depends on how good you are at blocking. So a lot of... I keep forgetting this one is... No, and this cutscene completely fucks all your speed. Oh, surprisingly there I didn't lose the lead. I guess everyone else did very badly too. Alright, with this... Shouldn't even be that... but then this guy... This Dodge Viper is very fast. And trying to block, I lost a lot of potential speed there. No, why did you get in front? Also, what car is that? Is that a Skyline? I mean, the rear looks like a Skyline, but not that much. I think it is. Well, the final straight is remaining. If that guy is a spider, that's a problem. He's also very close to me, so... I don't know. I think it was a win then, barely. If we look at the standings, it was probably super close. Damn, man, the screen is going crazy. Actually, well, it wasn't that close, I guess. Also, how is it going methods? This is the Xbox 360 version of the game. It looks very good. I mean, at the time, this game was released in the PS2 and the Wii, but they also released it to by what back then were considered the next-gen consoles, which are essentially the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. I remember it felt like the best looking game ever on PS3 when I was a kid. Yeah, games like this are certainly graphically very cool, without a doubt. I'm not sure in my case what's the first game that made me think these are the best graphics ever. It's hard to tell, I guess. I mean, I remember thinking that about PlayStation 2 football games, but I don't know if there was a time where I was like, you know, this is the best. Oh, actually, I think there is. There is one game that made me feel that, but I still think it's probably one of the best looking games out there still, which is Dying Light on PC. Now, you know that game, it's a zombie game. You mostly melee zombies with handcraft weapons, but you also have guns and stuff like that. I remember looking at that game and I was like, wow, this game looks insane. And yeah, I do think that it still looks insane. Yes, I think that when it comes to polygon count and graphical fidelity, multiple games released since Dying Light that have better graphics, but that game still looks very, very good. Shame that it's a zombie game, but yeah. I mean, it's a good game, even though I don't like zombies, I don't like gore, and I don't like any of that. It's a good game for the simple reason of it being co-op. The fact that it's a game that is co-op and it was also, like, you know, made with co-op in mind is very good. I remember Destiny 2 made me stop for a moment in awe of the environment. Yeah, Destiny, I never played either Destiny 1 or 2. The closest thing that I played to Destiny gameplay-wise was Borderlands. Borderlands 1 and 2. Well, I also play Borderlands 3, but the point is that, yeah, those games graphically are not... they are not meant to look realistic. They are cartoony on purpose, so... they look good, but yeah, it's not the kind of thing that you are like, damn, this looks like I'm there, like it looks like real life. No, it's supposed to simply be a comic book look. But yeah, it's the closest that I've been to Destiny than any other game gameplay-wise. But yeah, I never played the Destiny games. I guess the issues were not my thing. Or maybe they were my thing, but I guess I never really bothered. Dying Light has mirror edge-like mechanics. Yeah, it has a lot of parkour. And very well done parkour as well. Like it's a good game all around. Wait, I have this event here. Might as well access it manually. No need to teleport, just do it. Yeah. Usually though, the games that I play don't tend to have the best graphics. I don't really play games with realistic graphics. In fact, I don't know what's the last game that I played that had realistic graphics. Trying to remember. Well, I could mention Phasmophobia, for example. But Phasmophobia it has a realistic art style. It's not like the graphics are super good. It's just that they try to be realistic. But I didn't play it on stream. I played it with friends. On stream, I'm not really sure what's the last game that I played that had realistic graphics. I think that I usually simply don't play them and that's it. You like clean looking games? Yeah. I like clean looking games too. I mean, that's also a reason probably why I might not really... I might not really prefer realistic looking games because, oh man, stupid ban. But yeah, I usually don't prefer them because they tend to be dark and shit. And I like when games are brilliant, colorful. It's also partly the reason why I'm not the biggest fan of the way the city in this game looks, because there are colors, like, you know, there are bright lights and all of that, not to mention the paint color of the cars, but there is a lot of darkness in this game. Like, it is a very dark game. And that usually comes with the pursuit of trying to be more realistic looking, right? Is this gonna be enough? I feel like it should be enough. It will be enough, yeah. Do you happen to know if the races in this game are real life places? I'm pretty sure they are not, no. Like, Need for Speed, I think only has real-life locations in the Shift games. Oh, this is a pursuit, I almost forgot. Oops, I need to get out of here. But Need for Speed Shift 1 and 2 usually have... I think they have real-life racetracks. But yeah, otherwise, I'm pretty sure that these are all fictional cities. If you want a game that is similar to this one with real-life locations, I recommend The Crew. The Crew is a game like that. Has actual... Well, it's supposed to be a map of the USA, you know? I can't believe I escaped that, holy shit. That looked like a Tom and Sherry episode. Pretty funny. Or like Scooby-Doo, right? Trying to escape from the monster in the dumbest way possible. Pretty funny. Alright. Yeah, we can do this checkpoint one, I guess. But if you want a game like this one in real life places, The Crew is a very good option. The only problem is that it's made by Ubisoft, but it's a good game. I mean, I played it because they gave it away for free at one point. I'm not sure if you can play it anymore though, because I think it's one of those online only bullshit games. I'm not sure if you can actually play it officially now that the servers are closed. You will have to investigate. The art style of graphics. Visual fidelity sometimes has some compromises that are made that make the game not look probably as nice as it could. But it makes it look realistic, right? And here it makes sense that it will try to look realistic because this was released in the year 2006, which was like the first year of this new generation with PS3 and Xbox 360. So here you really wanted to showcase just how realistic these games could look, right? It's one of those cases where it's a milestone type of thing. Usually, going back to what you said about real life places, usually games that take place on the street do not take place on real life places. Usually because there might be laws that don't allow to showcase the place in that way, but also, you know, it's a lot more work than just making a generic, you know, fantasy place, right? Well, fantasy, I mean fictional. But yeah, as I mentioned, The Crew is the game you're looking for if you want a game like this with real life places. And it's also a good game on top of that. At least I approve of it. Must be wondering how it will feel to race in my home city. Well, I don't know. In The Crew, you wouldn't be able to experience that though, because it's exclusively a map of the USA. So that wouldn't be possible. Unless you've moved to the USA ever since you got the EU League of Legends rank thing. But, well, if you want a European city in a game, you have Euro Truck Simulator. It's just that that's not a racing game. That's a game where you know, drive in a in a truck. You moved to Canary Islands? I don't know where that is. I think Tenerife might have some racing track in some game. Well, racing tracks are in a lot of games, like that's actually a lot easier. Like you have tons of simulators, and even not simulators like Gran Turismo that tries to be more arcade-ish. You have a ton of racing tracks, like real life racing tracks, like the usual Spa-Francorchamps, Laguna Seca, you know, well, street places like Monaco, for example, like Mont Panorama. You have so many real life tracks in racing games. They are Spanish islands near Morocco. Wait, so you know Spanish? Or like they allow you to speak in English there? Because you know that Spanish is my native language. But yeah, oh, you should speak English? Okay. Yeah, I have no clue how the island will be. Like, when it comes to Spain, the islands that I know are things like Majorca, right? But I'm pretty sure that that's its own, like that's not its own place, like that's part of Spain. It's just that it's a very small island next to Spain. Yeah, about Canary Islands, well, I think if I'm not mistaken, they are called in Spanish Islas Canarias, right? Yeah, I don't know much about that. I need to learn, but I've been lazy. I rarely even go out. I just know the basics. Well, the problem is that Spanish is just like any of the other Romance languages. They are very hard to learn if you are not native. It's obviously not impossible, and many people have been able to do that. But, especially if you come from English, the worst part is verb conjugation. Having multiple different conjugations depending on the pronoun is not something easy to do. When in English you just have like two at most. Like you have the infinitive one, the one with an S at the end, the past you have with a D at the end, and there are only some irregular verbs, but that's it. While in Spanish you have one for every different, you know, person. Canary Islands belong to Spain but have their own government and laws and are fairly autonomous. Oh, you are Polish. Okay. Well, if you're Polish, yeah, I don't know much about Polish. I mean, the only thing I know about Polish is a bad word, so I don't think that that's a very good representation of my knowledge for Polish. But yeah, aside from that, I know very little. Well, I know very little about any of the Baltic countries, like anything that is in that place, like Estonia, Lithuania, right? Like all of those countries I know very little. Well, Latvia, right? Those countries. Polish is like Spanish, but even worse. Really hard language, yeah. I don't doubt it. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you can say that about... Well, I think that it's safe to say that you can say that about any language that is not English. English just happens to be extremely easy, and well, it's also partly the reason why it's essentially the universal language, but every other language that you're gonna encounter is just gonna be hard. It just depends on how close it is to your language, because for example, if I wanted to learn Portuguese, I would probably be able to do it very easily. But that's because Portuguese shares a lot of things with Spanish. So in my case it will be easy. The same way Wow, I can't believe I got overtaken right at the end. Stop him! Nice, good job, police. You're actually working for me. Amazing. The police is actually working in my favor. Well done. Well done. Well, now I gotta get out of here. Anyways. Is English popular where you live? I mean, it's popular as it is in every country in the world, but not popular in the sense that everyone speaks it, no. Like, it's not like Sweden tier that it's slowly replacing the native language, or like in India as well, that in some places it's pretty much like the first language. No, here English is very far from that, and if you want to communicate with people, you have to use Spanish. Like, you could get lucky, of course, like there's one guy randomly that speaks English, and some of them understand basic words, but yeah, here if you want to talk to someone, you need to use Spanish. Thanks. My English is functional. Sometimes I struggle with pronunciation, but yeah, I mean, I think everyone that is not native, well, even native people, I'm pretty sure struggle with pronunciation. Yeah, thanks. Well, to be fair, I've been streaming for almost 8 years, so, and in all that time I've been streaming in English, so you can say that I speak 3 hours of English daily. So I wanna believe that my English is at least decent, because if it wasn't, I don't know what I've been doing all this time, you know? But yeah, you know, I think that it's something that is gonna be more common the more younger generations grow up, right? These younger generations, with the amount of English content they consume, are probably gonna speak a lot more English than the current older generations, right? That didn't really have that much material available, or even a reason to do it, since they didn't have internet. 8 years is a lot, but I think that it's not really something that I look as a milestone, because I haven't really been doing anything out of the ordinary. Like, well, as you can see, my channel, despite being 8 years old, is still quite small, but that's because I've been doing pretty much the same thing that I would have done if I wasn't streaming, which is just playing games I wanna play. Like, in reality, my stream is essentially just game sessions, you know? Like, I will be doing the same even without a camera and a microphone, and, you know, without streaming. So I don't really see it as a milestone, because there was really hardly any effort involved. Like, I basically just, you know, open the game, like press start streaming OBS and just play for like 3 hours. Got the Nissan Seal, nice. But yeah, that's usually how it goes, so it's nothing that I will... I guess you can consider it impressive from how much I like streaming, because if I didn't like streaming, I wouldn't have done that. But I don't think it's impressive when it comes to effort. And we have another one of the bosses. I don't think that using a Dodge Charger is gonna change the outcome, you know. As long as you keep bringing those old-ass cars, you're not gonna beat modern perfection. Well, not you, maybe some of your pals might, Nah, who am I kidding? That Dodge Viper is probably gonna beat us all. That Dodge Viper is probably gonna easily get us our asses. Personally, streaming should stress me out. Maybe it's because I play competitive games. Well, I played on stream some fighting games online, but yeah, it's not a good thing because you can get pretty salty. Well, at least that's a problem in my case. Like, I'm not really worried about my performance. I'm simply worried that I might get so salty that I might say something that I shouldn't say, or that I break something, which is something I never do because I tend to be very stingy with my money, so breaking something is something that I think twice before doing, and even more so when there is a camera in front of me. Don't wanna look like a clown. Well, not more than I already do, I mean. But yeah. I don't think streaming competitive things is usually a good idea simply because of that. Like, it's already a salty experience off stream. On stream you have the problem that you need to hide your salt, and hiding your salt makes things worse. Like, makes you more prone to building up anger that might end up very badly. And this moron is laughing on last place. On last place, and you're laughing? What are you laughing at? How shit your car is? Yeah, I'm laughing at that too. Holy fuck. Zero self-awareness, laughing her ass off on dead last. Unbelievable. If I respected the bosses before, after these regular events, I think I no longer respect them. I don't get salty, I just get sad when things go wrong. No, I get very salty, and the problem is that when you play online, you have another person on the other side, even though you obviously don't know that person. So in my case, I mean, if there wasn't a camera, I would probably use every insult I know. But when there is a camera, it's not very nice to insult someone that at the end of the day is a real person on the other side. Even if they obviously are most likely not watching, it still doesn't feel very classy to do. So, since I have to hold myself back, I feel like it's not worth it. She's just happy to be there. No, I'll tell you what happens. She's happy when you crash, you know? Like, anytime that you crash against something, she laughs. The funny thing is that she's laughing on last place. Like, it's like, ha, this guy just crashed and I'm 10 seconds behind. You know, that's the fucked up thing. Like, she's certainly not laughing because she's happy. Well, she's happy that I crashed, but guess what? I also won and you got last. Are you happy about that too, Miss Angie? Well, I'm not that happy now that I have to run away from the police, but that's fine. She's drunk or high, or both. They are not mutually exclusive after all. But yeah, that's a shame because before these races I actually had a little bit more respect for the bosses because they were legitimately cool encounters, but these random races I feel like they are highly cheapening the bosses. At the same time, here they are more like a reference rather than an actual challenge, you know? Like, they are there just to make you think, oh, like the bad guy has a lot of connections and they are sending everything against you. Yeah, these morons are certainly not any any threat. Well, and neither is the bad guy. Like, what was his name again? Darius, yeah. He's not a problem. The problem here actually is that we reach hit level 3. That is a problem. I don't know, well, in hit level 3 in Most Wanted, the only thing that it added was Rhino units, right? Well, I guess it will be the first time that I see Rhino units, so that will be cool. The problem will be if it gets to hit level 4, because that's when we're gonna start seeing spikes to be. Yeah, there they are. Rhino units, fuck. No. Wow, good shot. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Like, the guy that crashed from behind actually released me from the Rhino's grapple. Good shit. They are working against each other. And then a roadblock. Okay. It might be hard to escape this one. Not to mention they are also calling for backup. But bro, you are at least that 20 means the cars that you traded paint with. Because if that 20 means available units, why the fuck are you calling for backup? Don't you think 20 is already a lot? You need more backup for... And maybe it's just the number of cars that you traded paint with. And they just remove the number for available units in this game. But damn, dude, they don't leave me alone. Uh-oh, damn, okay, that's a problem. Wasn't expecting hit level 4 to arrive this quickly. So hit level 4 unfortunately introduces a spike strip. And that's bad, as you would expect. You hit one and it's an instant loss. So, yeah. Well, now we're in cooldown, so at least they won't call for backup, but... The real issue here is finding a hideout. Probably shouldn't have gone here. No, I actually subconsciously made the right decision. This one is the one that leads to the hideout. That was by pure accident. Nice. Well, she's. That was the longest pursuit so far. Thankfully I escaped, but... Nice. Damn, and just as I finish, someone is attacking, but dude, someone is attacking in an event that I done, like, recently. These guys are not wasting any time. Crazy pursuit. Well, these pursuits are nothing compared to the ones in Most Wanted. In Most Wanted, I remember there was a pursuit that lasted like 13 minutes. And I somehow won. Well, it lasted 13 minutes because it had to last 13 minutes. There was a milestone that you needed to beat that say that you needed to be 13 minutes in a pursuit. And that was extremely intense because if you get captured, any milestones that you got are gone. And well, the 13-minute one, you essentially have to start all over again to go again at 13 minutes. Which is also the reason why I'm glad that they removed the pursuit milestones from this game. But at the same time, by removing those, they kinda made pursuits a little bit worthless because they are essentially there just to be a pain in the ass. They are not really anything with an objective. It's just there as a way to be like, you know, escape this. And that's fine. It's just that I think that a game like this, I think it would have been nicer if it didn't focus on that, but it's whatever. I don't mind that much, really. And also, it seems that right now the police actually engaging with you is gonna be a lot more common. Like, you can already hear the radio in multiple events in a row. Well, that's another thing that could make me not beat the career mode today. If, aside from also having invasions in events that I already beaten, that after an event I also get a pursuit that I need to escape from. Though realistically, if I wanted to hurry, I could also get captured on purpose and use a free out of jail card. Like, that wouldn't be a problem. But yeah, at the same time, I'd rather not get captured. Actually, no, hold up. I'm not hearing too much, but maybe the guy that is talking over the radio is Neville. Just that I heard multiple voices that were different. Maybe it was just Neville and I didn't realize. Alright, we got that. And now on to... Yeah, we can do this one. Why not? But yeah, the important thing is to not take too many attempts, because that's usually what ends up, you know, taking a lot of time. Like taking up a lot of time. Like redoing an event over and over to beat it. And now the interesting thing is that if I beat this game today, I will have to actually think of what to stream tomorrow. Though it depends, because if the challenge series for this game is good differently from the one on Most Wanted, I'm gonna do that. If that's not the case, I have a dilemma, because since this game was significantly shorter than Most Wanted, I wouldn't mind playing the next one, which is Pro Street, also on the Xbox 360. And otherwise the other idea will be playing the next Shantae game, which is the Pirate's Course, before playing Pro Street, because Pro Street will be played no matter what. But the important thing is that it's gonna be played either right after this one or with an intermission game. I still don't know about that. We will see. But I've been checking the list of Need for Speed games, and we are in a good pace. Like after Pro Street, I think comes Undercover. After Undercover, I think comes Shift, I think. Well, either Shift or Nitros, one of those two. And Nitros is a game I can emulate on the Wii, so that shouldn't be a problem. Shift is the real issue, because apparently doesn't work properly in either the Xbox 360 or the PS3 emulator, so I will probably have to play the PC version. And the PC version, on all games like this, it tends to be just as annoying as emulating, because the Windows of like 15 years ago was pretty different from the Windows of today. Oh, this guy is asking for a race. Pick a finish line, the first one there wins. Oh, really? What about this one? Wait, I didn't know that we had to go back. I thought that was on the way. This is the first time that I do a race of this type. It's the first time that I got challenged, which makes sense since most of the times I simply been doing teleports instead of exploring. Yeah, let's see how it is. At least they make more sense than the races in Underground 2, where it was essentially about you know, like whoever was in first place could choose at any time where to go, and that could immediately fuck up the second place. Wow, nice cash reward, by the way. And we can do this one. I had my grandma play Need for Speed Shift on PS3 and she was having so much fun, but something broke and every car had 0 horsepower. Damn. That's a weird bug. A Need for Speed Shift, ironically, is a very peculiar Need for Speed game because it's the only one that tries to go for a more realistic approach instead of having like this, you know, illegal street races with cars that are doing some impossible high speed, right? But yeah, Need for Speed Shift is one of the ones that actually try to be more realistic. I only play Need for Speed Shift 2 and I barely even played it. I think I also had it in PS3, but I barely played it at all, so it's like I didn't play it. But yeah, it's a game that you cannot drive recklessly like this. I cannot imagine how all the cars suddenly could have 0 horsepower. That's an interesting bug. But it happens sometimes. Some games just decide to not work properly. No, what are you doing? Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine, that's fine. No, this taxi, dude. I swear that taxis in these games are all out for me. Like, they constantly try to slow me down. Like, I don't understand what's the problem. Like, are they salty that I don't use taxi in real life? Probably. I tried to reset. Yeah, that was a bad corner. All data, but it was still like that. I couldn't complete the entry tutorial anymore. Probably one of those shitty piracy prevention systems that bug and applied on my real copy. Yeah, like at that point I cannot really tell you because that sounds so incredibly bizarre that the only way I could give you an answer is by googling. Because yeah, I don't think I ever had anything like that happen. Like, I had games glitch in extremely bizarre ways, like even when not trying to make them glitch, but nothing quite like that. But yeah, I remember, for example, I played a game on the Sega Genesis that is called Columns 3. It's supposed to be, oh shit, the Impreza. It's supposed to be like, you know, you have blocks with gems and you have to match 3 gems, right? And you have a mode where you play against AI opponents. And the thing is that sometimes, depending on how the cartridge loaded, all of those blocks were glitched and they made a lot of weird things happen. To the point that sometimes it was impossible to win. Like, essentially, it will turn them into like glitchy textures, and that will cause it to like lose before you even were to lose, right? Describing it like this sounds like nothing, and it's very hard to describe. It's honestly one of those things that I could only show you. But unfortunately, I cannot show that in an emulator because I'm pretty sure that was a hardware glitch. Like, that was one, because back then with cartridge, that's something that was very possible to do. And I'm pretty sure that that's simply something that happened when the cartridge was not read properly. So as much as I would like to show it to you, I cannot. I can only sort of describe it. Essentially, ever since cartridges stopped being a thing, hardware glitches were a lot more rare. So yeah, as you say, that glitch that you experienced was most likely an anti-piracy measure. But I don't know, I never encounter anything like that after all. But yeah, glitches sometimes kinda feel very exciting because it tends to be, outside of very popular glitches, it tends to be a very personal experience. Like it feels like you're playing a customized version of the game, when in reality, you know, it's simply electronic things sometimes don't work very well. But yeah, mostly nowadays what you see are exclusively software glitches. Because a hardware glitch is something that I don't think it's possible for it to happen anymore. I'm making games I will know. Yeah, thankfully damn it, another attack. In some engines, as long as you don't do anything crazy with the engine and you mostly use the default things it brings, glitches tend to be a lot harder to actually occur, you know. But yeah, it depends exactly on what you're doing. But that reminds me, like the other day I asked, but I guess you didn't hear. I asked why, considering the background of games that you have, why are you making a 3D platforming game? Like, seems like an odd choice considering the games that you played in the past, right? Like the fact that you say that you grew up with Diablo, or well, Diablo. I don't know how people like to pronounce it. Should be pronounced Diablo, it's fine. Damn, what the hell? The news channel 2, everyone is against me here. Fuck. Sorry, I got distracted. I was about to say, well, that. Like, what made you want to do a game from that specific genre instead of something like, I don't know, an RPG or like a 2D platformer? Everything works until you give it to people, suddenly they find a way to turn time backwards. Yeah, that's the important thing about having testers, of course. Yeah, I know it's pronounced Diablo, but I hear Americans constantly pronounce it Diablo. Like, yes, the word is a Spanish word, it means devil. Well, I'm pretty sure it's an Italian word too. Wow, I did not see that. I feel like this should be a restart. Well, maybe not. We can probably reach that guy. It will be safer to actually restart. But yeah, I do know the word is Diablo, but yeah. 3D platformer is just easy to make. I was making a game like Tron Disc Wars and I decided to make a parkour to tune my movement to feel good. And haven't you considered doing a 2D platformer? Because I can tell you something, that is that making a game in 2D is 10 times easier than making a game in 3D. I'm not saying it's not possible, it obviously is, but 2D will always be a lot easier than 3D in multiple ways. Then I realized fast movement and aiming the disc throw doesn't go well, but the parkour was really fun. Yeah, that's understandable. I guess in 2D, making something more parkour is a lot more limited. not a fan of 2D platformers, and it's a saturated space. The competition is hard. Well, I will suggest you that you don't worry about competing, because usually when you're an indie developer, I know that it's pretty, you know, common to think of games like Undertale and Hollow Knight when you think about indie games, but the truth is that the very big majority of indie games basically don't really compete with anyone. They are simply very unknown games that not a lot of people play. So I think that my suggestion will be to not really try to look at it from a competition standpoint, and simply making a game that you think people will like, or even better, that you think you will like. Because trying to make a bestseller is hard. I haven't seen a game like mine in 3D, fast-paced. Most of them are either realistic parkours or momentum type games. Well, I guess it's funny that I was mentioning Dying Light earlier, but ironically Dying Light is one of those that has 3D jump parkour, and it's not really based on momentum. It's also a completely different game because it's a survival horror and not really a platforming game. But yeah, for every Hollow Knight there is other 100 2D platformers. Yeah, but as I say, I think that competing is not really the right way to see it, because if you go on Steam... Oh shit, no! No! Nice. Right at the end. How did that guy go so fast at the end? He went full rocket, unbelievable. And I tried to block him, but it was too late. I should have told Neville to block him, god damn it. That was my bad. My game is more like a reading game than something like Dying Light or Mirror's Edge. I would just call it 3D Geometry Dash. That's an interesting premise. It could work. I mean, no, that's... Hold up. Anything can work as a good idea. It's just that it really depends, you know, what you expect from it. Because original games... I actually know of a very original game that is called Beat Aim. Beat Aim is a first-person shooter that is also a reading game. You can check it on Steam. Basically, imagine Osu, but instead of using a cursor, you have a gun and you shoot targets in a 3D environment to the beat of the song. And I don't think that the game made it very well, in the sense that I'm not saying that it's a badly made game, it's just that it doesn't have the popularity that other reading games have. Even reading games that are super traditional and already compete with a lot of them, right? Like, I don't know, DJ Mats, for example. That's a game that is like the traditional vertically scrolling reading game, and yet it's extremely popular. But unfortunately, a game like Beat Aim, I don't think it really has that much popularity. So essentially what I'm trying to say here is that just because an idea is original or not something that has been done before, doesn't warrant the game to be successful. And I'm saying this because it shouldn't matter if the game is successful, but if your expectation is for the game to be super popular, it could be. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I just don't want you to get disappointed if it's not the case. Because for every success story, there are 1,000 more non-success stories, you know? Yeah, I mean, if you are making it for yourself, that's what matters. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is, don't make your objective to be, I want this to be the next Geometry Dash or the best Osu, because it could be, but if it isn't, you are gonna get very disappointed. And well, obviously getting disappointed is not a nice feeling, but it's just something that it's important to be ready for. I can't believe I'm gonna be beaten again, and this time I couldn't do anything because this guy took the shortcut. What the hell is wrong with this fucking race? Can't stop losing it. And I'm losing it at the end, that's the worst part. It's not that I've been losing the whole race. I dominate the whole race to lose it right at the end. This is devilish. Well, if you want it to go viral, the best thing you can do, first and foremost, is have Steam... how is it called? Steamwork? Yeah, Steamwork, right? Steamwork support for people that want to do... Like, if you want it to be like Geometry Dash, and you want it to have a level editor, so if you can make it have workshop support or an in-game editor, that will be very good. It's also my first game, I'm keeping the scope low. I have a ton of ideas to make a better sequel. Yeah, I mean, the important thing is simply to not have extremely high expectations. Simply to not get disappointed, because it's not just indie developers, you know that there are actual big companies that release games that are... Well, actually, you should be very familiar with an example you mentioned the other day, 2XKO. That game has been in development for 10 years. It was made to be the next big thing, like basically a fighting game to conquer every fighting game. And some days ago they announced that they are pretty much gonna fire almost the entirety of the developer team, because it is very obvious that the game did not meet expectations, and obviously it didn't meet expectations because it's a fighting game that is made for absolutely no one. So if even companies like Riot Games that are multi-millionaire and have all the knowledge and experience that you could ask for, and still manage to release a flop like that, yeah, just be aware that for indie developers it's way worse, because they don't have the level of advertisement that someone like Riot Games has. But even taking away advertisement, it's also like the budget that these people manage is completely out of this world. So yeah, essentially that's my advice. Like, you shouldn't get discouraged to try to do as many things as you want in the game to make sure that it's the best that you want it to be. But just keep in mind, or rather keep your expectations low, because otherwise the disappointment could be very, very big, you know? So yeah, that's the important thing, keeping your expectations low. Man, I finally won this. Can't believe it took like so many attempts. Took me more than any boss so far, you know? That's crazy. Alright, we can do this one, for example. And we're about to run out of events. We are pretty close to the end, apparently. Unless there is like, like in Pokemon Gold, Silver and Crystal, like suddenly you get Shoto, right? Like a whole new city. Shoto, I mean Kanto. Like Shoto was the main city, and after you beat the game you get Kanto. Well, after you beat the game, you know, I actually don't remember when you go to Kanto. Did you do any league before Kanto? No, Right? Yeah, I think you did. Like, you did the Liga and then you went to Kanto. Yeah, I think that was the case. The truth is, I don't mind if it fails. I will still make more games and learn from this failure. Yeah, as long as you're having a good time, that's what matters. Just make sure that you are truthful with yourself. That's the thing that matters the most. Just make sure that you understand what you want and what you're looking for. Like, make sure to do that. Also, how is it going, Draynoth? How has the night rain session gone? I see that you play a lot of Night Rain lately. I think that you really like that game. Though, is Yami playing Night Rain? Because you know that I see you playing Night Rain, but Yami doesn't have any game on Discord while you play Night Rain. Even though I see you voting in there. You know? Are you playing it alone? We are climbing to max rank. I'm 2 games off. He's 1 off. I didn't even know there was a rank. His Discord doesn't pick the game up? Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool, though. You've been playing for so long and only now you reach the max rank, so that means that the max rank like takes a shit ton of time to reach them. Actual hardcore competitiveness. So I don't even know what the max rank involves or what it means, but yeah. Pretty interesting. What are these police officers doing? They are kissing each other. You're supposed to be in a pursuit. You should save that for later. It requires 9,999 points. You get 200 points and rarely 300 points. If you lose between 600 and like 900 points. Damn. So even if you reach the max rank, you can easily lose it. Or is there a rank down protection? That's crazy. Oh, spike strip. That's the first spike strip that I see in this game. Thankfully I didn't eat it. Right. Ah, man, that asshole appearing out of nowhere would have been a good escape. There is only a rank down protection for like the first 2,000 or 3,000 points. I'm dead. Wait, what? How did I not hit the spike strip? Holy shit, okay, I'm not complaining, but it disappeared. Like, right as I about to take it, it disappeared on my eyes. What the hell? Well, that's new. I jump over it? I don't think that's what happened. Like, I'm pretty sure that my rear tires clearly hit the spike strip. I think that this was simply... you know that earlier we were talking about glitches? Well, this was one of them. I feel like that was very clearly a glitch. Now the problem is that even after all those sick... Another roadblock. Kaboom. This is a problem. They are simply not leaving me alone. Boom. Damn, and new police keeps appearing out of nowhere. That's crazy. It was a pretty nice stunt. In another roadblock with a spike strip, but a very easy weakness. And look at this guy behind me, he cannot leave me alone. And we are halfway Rhino units as well, holy shit. They are really sending everything they have. Hey, cannot I call Cross? Like, isn't Cross like best friends forever with me now or something? Oh shit, that was the asshole roadblock. Having two spike strips on the side and the cars on the middle. That's the most asshole-ish roadblock possible. Please stop this guy. Did that stop anyone? I think, yeah, it did. Okay, hold up. That's a roadblock. Alright, they are not calling for backup, but I need a hideout. Then that guy knows I'm here. Get in there. Okay, and please don't notice that I'm here. He didn't, he's still going forward. Whew, nice. That was a good pursuit. And when I got an achievement... I don't think that those achievements mean anything here. Cool. Pretty nice. That was crazy. Even with that... Like that roadblock, or rather that spike strip skip was crazy. Holy shit. When we're going to the... oh, this is another boss fight. Remashing. Why does your Xbox look like that? Oh, never mind, this is a drift event. I don't know how I didn't read it was a drift event. Yeah, my Xbox is very, very nice. You can say that it's very cutting edge, you know? Believe it or not, actually, I guess this might be useful for someone. This is not, well, it's obviously not the default version of Xenia, because that, like, people stopped working on that for a long time. But it's also not Xenia Canary, that is essentially the fork that is supposed to be actively work on, and it is actively work on, but I'm actually using a fork that is called Xenia Edge, because if you play this game on Xenia Canary, for some reason it has a glitch that makes the cutscenes look green. So that's not really something that you want, obviously. But yeah, for whatever reason, this won't actually solve that issue, and yeah, you can play the game normally and it works well. I almost killed myself there, because that is not a solid wall, like that's dead. Like you can fall off the mountain. The real issue here is that no one else has submitted any score yet, which means that they are constantly drifting. So I don't know what to expect here. Hopefully nothing too bad. No. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Yeah, but they still show zero them. This is gonna be a... oh, never mind. So it was gonna be another worldly ass beating, but these guys are natural shovers. They are ultra shovers. Oh, you know what's also the good thing about this Xenia Edge is that it also has a UI. That was also close. Which is basically my biggest complaint about Xenia, that it doesn't have a UI. But this one does have a UI. So, very nice fork. I recommend it. Well, it has a UI, though the options are not very straightforward at all. But it's appreciated at least that there is a UI. Well, there is someone very loud outside on the street. Hopefully you cannot hear it, but yeah. When we doing movie nights again, I mean, that depends on you. I mean, not you particularly, but you need to tell me. Because I usually am there. Damn, that's very loud. I don't know what they are doing out there. Like, I can barely hear the game right now. I think that they are celebrating something. You know how it is here. Here, if you don't make noises, it's like, what are you doing, right? Oh, I think that here I'm gonna go against Sanchi, right? Like, this is an actual boss fight. I'm kinda all over the place with my schedule. Well, yeah. In that case, you should ask the question to yourself rather than asking it to me. Lately I'm not really doing anything on late weekends, so you know, I'm usually available. It's just that in my case, obviously it's also not very well defined when I might not be available, but the point is that, like, for the past month I haven't done anything late on the weekends. So yeah, I'm mostly free. Okay. I should overtake here. Ah, but I can't. You're too fast. Wait, what the hell? I'm actually hearing the song that they are playing outside. That's a church song. What the hell? Why are they playing church songs at full volume here? What the hell? Are they going on a pilgrimage or what? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Like, church songs at full volume. Didn't know I would experience that. It might be something similar to a pilgrimage. So I don't think I will be able to overtake here, but these are very good points. We will see how it goes on round 2, but this should be very good points to survive it. I guess with a tier 2 car, overtaking is not the natural thing that's gonna happen. Alright, that's a very big sum of points though. So how behind can I leave her, I wonder? Wow, nice crash. It's gonna be a cool duel. Well, if it's like the previous one that I lost at literally the last millisecond, it could be very exciting. But the problem is that it already has more acceleration than I do. So that's a bad start. Okay. I did that way too slow. I could have done that a lot faster. It's fine. Doesn't matter what could have been. Matters what it is. Okay, good. Now it's gonna be hairpin central in here. It's fine. I think I'm doing fine so far. Problem is that in this hairpin collection, she's gonna get very close. No, that's an overtake. Fuck. It's fine. I recover. But she's extremely close right now. And that ain't good. Like in this trade, I'm having my points completely taken away from me. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, this is probably gonna be enough, but only if she doesn't overtake at the end and goes like full speed away from me, which is still a possibility. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that here, even if she follows me from very close, it's not gonna be enough points for her to win. But we will see. I say the same thing on the previous one and I lost right at the end. No, you're not passing. Ooh, it's gonna go as close as the previous one, dude. No, it actually didn't go as close, but that could have been anyone's game. But I won. And I unlocked the Dodge Challenger. Good shit. Also, I call it Dodge Charger. Wait, there is one that is called Dodge Charger, right? I also unlocked the... Well, that McLaren, I think it's the Mercedes. It's the fake McLaren. There is another event here. We can do that right away. It's a circuit. I think that those are the last 5 actually. The last 5 events, and then we're probably gonna have the boss fight and maybe a war event at the end, but that's essentially it. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's very likely that I'm gonna beat this today. Very likely. You're awesome. Neville was always there from the beginning of the game, having your back. That's the reason why I cannot possibly fire him. He has the right attitude. He has the right attitude, without a doubt. Also, you know that there are rumors that they want to... I mean, these are just rumors, and I don't think they are true, but you never know. That apparently they are gonna sell the first Pokemon remakes as standalone games on the Nintendo Switch. Like basically... Well, actually, I think the remakes of the second generation, which are Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I don't think they are gonna do that, but it's always a possibility. You never know. Though I don't know if they are those, or maybe I got confused and it was Fire Red and Leaf Green. I think actually it was those, not the Hard Gold ones. But yeah, the point is that it's one of those early remakes. I don't like Nintendo, not interested in anything they do. The Apple of gaming, then. Well, I personally like Nintendo. But well, I have a Nintendo Switch, in fact. Only the first one, not the second one. I think the second one is an actual waste of money, the same way the PS5 and the Xbox Series is. Like basically, any current console is a waste of money to me. But I do have the Switch, and I have some games on it, but I haven't played it in a while. But when it comes to Nintendo games, I really like the Pokemon games. Not the current ones, I should clarify, because Pokemon games basically have a before and an after. The before, or rather the event that splits them, is when you could no longer use every Pokemon in the series. and that trend started with Pokemon Sword and Shield. And after that, the series never recovered. They did release a couple of cool games, but they were spin-off. When it comes to the main games, they are all incredibly inferior to anything that came before, which is a shame. But yeah, basically Game Freak is one of the most incompetent developer companies in the world, unfortunately. So yeah. For other Nintendo franchises, I'm an extremely big fan of F-Zero. I think that F-Zero is amazing. Like, you know that I like racing games. Well, F-Zero to me is very good. Shame that the last game released like 23 years ago. Well, you can count F-Zero 99, but that's essentially just like a spin-off at most. But yeah, I like the 3D Mario games. Like, you know, Super Mario 64, Sunshine, the Galaxy games. I like those too. What other Nintendo games do I like? Trying to remember. Like, oh wait, this is another boss fight against the Bushido guy. Okay. Sure. Well, I guess it should be the last one since we basically beat the other two guys. Well, the last one that doesn't involve the final boss, obviously. Okay, let's see how you can do now. I'm trying to remember, but I think that that's pretty much it. Like, I'm a big fan of the Pokemon games and F-Zero and, well, the 3D Mario games. Aside from that, I'm not so sure if I like many first-party Nintendo games. Because I played, for example, Super Metroid and I didn't dislike it, but I wasn't like the biggest fan possible. I played some of the early Zelda games and most of them are not my thing, though I do recognize that Ocarina of Time is a very, very good game. And aside from that, yeah, I mean, Donkey Kong, well, yeah, the Donkey Kong games are pretty cool, though I played essentially the original Super Nintendo trilogy and Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii. Those games are pretty good. I'm not really sure though what else. Haven't really played Star Fox, for example. Haven't played Fire Emblem. Well, Fire Emblem is not particularly super popular either. I mean, it is, but not compared to the other ones I mentioned. Also, this was very bad point-wise. I'm not sure if I can hold up on round 2. I think I'm gonna get my ass kicked so badly. I still haven't played Ocarina of Time, but I did recently get that setup, so I'm starting that soon. Yeah, Ocarina of Time is a good game, and unfortunately it has the same shit that every Zelda game has, that there are some parts that you will get stuck and you won't know what to do, because like the Zelda games are first and foremost done to sell guides, well, back then at least, and then they are games second, right? So a lot of things are very non-obvious and you're gonna get stuck for a while. Probably, maybe not, but I know that I did get stuck for a while and I did not have any way of knowing what I needed to do beforehand. Like, aside from like randomly doing trial and error on every combination possible, like eventually I probably would have gotten to the solution, but not using a lot of reasoning, right? So that's the only problem that Ocarina of Time has, but yeah, it's a problem that plagues every Zelda game pretty much. Yeah, this guy is probably gonna kick my ass. unfortunately. I'm not sure I can actually get too far here. Just call Nintendo Power, yeah, of course. You gotta play with power. Okay, that's a decent distance, but it's not gonna last for too long. And even though I'm relatively close to the end, I don't think it's good enough. Damn, how the fuck are you so close? Get away! Okay, I actually won. Surprisingly, not by much, as you can see. That was pretty clutch. Nice. Good. So yeah, I unlocked the Lancer Evo, pretty much. Oh, and a 4th GT as well. Cool. Not a fan of Nintendo games too. They are too pricey. Well, in my case, unless it's a new game, price is not the issue. So yeah, don't worry about it. Let's just say that I'm a very big Monkey Island fan. Like I'm a Gabriel Threepwood enjoyer. You know? I like sailing. Hey, aside from that, yeah. No, actually, there is a franchise that I forgot about. Mario Kart. I still think that the Mario Kart games are the best. Like, it's the consistently best arcade racing game franchise possible. Only one that looks decent is Metroid. I personally wouldn't say that, but yeah, a lot of people like Metroid. What's your favorite Monkey Island game and why? Good question. The problem is that every Monkey Island game has some bullshit in one way or another, in the same way that Zelda games have bullshit. Because they are games that, since they are point-and-click adventures, sometimes you will get stuck and sometimes the logic is complete fucking bullshit. So... like, I will probably... I'm gonna be biased by nostalgia, but it's probably gonna be... Escape from Monkey Island, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the 4th one, right? Basically the one that is 3D. Like the one that everyone hates, you know? I personally like that one, but because exclusively because of nostalgia, not for any other reason. I think that that's probably the least favorite of most people. Understandably. Unofficial game trials. Trials. You can call it trials, I guess. I stopped sailing a while back. Well, I mean, when I say sailing, I don't mean like the usual sailing, which is, you know, getting current releases that you can officially support. I'm talking about games that are not sold anymore and you cannot possibly support. Well, in fact, this is one of them. This game, even if you want to play it officially, you cannot. It's not sold anywhere. Like, this is not a game that you can purchase in modern platforms. Most likely because of license and all that shit, but yeah. Well, and so are the Need for Speed Shift games. Like, they were available on Steam shortly until they got removed. So yeah, essentially, I mostly, when I mean sailing, it's not really sailing because, well, I guess it's sailing from a theoretical standpoint, but it's not like I'm hurting sails because they are non-existent, right? I usually don't sail for modern games that you can legally acquire easily. In fact, I say usually, but I don't really do it. Like, any game that I can purchase officially, I purchase it. But these games are impossible to purchase. Like, you cannot do that anymore. So yeah, at that point you gotta theoretically sail, even though it's not really sailing. Yeah. That's the way I see it. Alright, only 2 events remaining: Circuit and Speed Trap. I prefer leaving this one for last. So we're about to beat the game. Well, we will see how hard the remaining stuff is. I don't think it's gonna be that hard, but we will see. Though, you know that I still don't know what to think about this game. Like, the issue is that it does a lot of things better than Most Wanted, that's for sure. But I really don't like the setting more than I like the Most Wanted setting. And even though I want that to be something like minor, it's not really minor. Like, the setting, like basically where the game and the races take place, I think that it's very important for a game like this, and I simply cannot prefer the setting neither to the previous one nor to the Underground games. Like, I feel like the Underground games had a better setting in comparison. At least like the place looked better, but I guess that's also related to another gripe that I have with this game, that is that the game just looks pretty dark. So it's very hard to be able to appreciate the way the places look proper. Like, you can easily see like how high fidelity the graphics are for a 2006 game, but I would prefer, well, as you said earlier, if they were more still, like if they had more of a style going on, right? Well, I want that, but unfortunately I have the police on my ass, so I won, but at what cost, you know? Oh, this guy is gonna be mad. When I got the Dodge Viper, nice. Well, though he didn't really challenge me, interestingly enough. Ouch. Can you get out of the way, buddy? If I stay here, how many of these police guys are gonna go after me? Guess one of them is staying still, and the other ones simply have moved away. So can I just stay here? Because if I go anywhere, that guy is probably gonna chase me. I mean, ideally you will want to go to a hideout, but... Oh wow, I didn't know that if you stay still for long enough the camera change. That's pretty cool. You can have some pretty nice angles with that. Though I also would like to see the radar, because you know that I'm on a chase. So seeing the radar seems like an important thing, if you ask me. I do admit that that's a pretty cool angle. I guess you have to stay still for like, what, 30 seconds, which is half a minute. Kinda, yeah, it's probably half a minute. Well, got it. Escape, and even with a cinematic thingy. Oh, these guys are pissed. If you want to take on Darius, you have to go through all three of us and our new rides. What? But I already did that. I did all of your sorry asses. What? You're asking for more? Damn. They are really hard to please, huh? They hadn't had enough of an ass beating that they want more. Well, yeah, theoretically there was still a regular race remaining against Wolf and his fancy Lamborghini Murcielago. Yeah. Let's see how you do, mister. So I wonder if the boss fight is supposed to be against, like, maybe a race against all three of them, and then maybe a canyon race against Darius, probably. Like, that's most likely what's gonna be the case. We will see though, hard to tell. It's a funny smile. See, if I was playing the PS2 version of this game, this is something that you wouldn't be able to see. Nice. The guest has crashed. Whose guest? I don't have any guest here. Are you seeing that, or I'm... Oh, you are seeing it. Beautiful. I'm pretty sure this game autosaves, because if it didn't, this is gonna be very troublesome. But I want to believe it autosaves. I mean, the game says that it autosaves. Alright, well, I need to reset, I guess. But I'm a little bit scared now. I'm actually a little bit scared. If it didn't autosave, you know? What do you think? Did it autosave or did it not autosave? Oof, if it didn't autosave, I basically lost the whole stream worth of progress. Will be something. Okay, it did autosave, no worries. Yeah. Well, just in case anyone had any doubt if the autosave works. Yes, the autosave works very well. I wonder why it crashed though. Like, it crashed as soon as the police spot me. It seems like that was the police doing. Like, the police send an EMP to my emulator. It's fine, don't worry about it. Though it's interesting because I think that so far, with the exception of the first Underground game, every Need for Speed game, well, which is essentially Underground 2, Most Wanted, and this one, has crashed at least once. Though I don't remember when Most Wanted crashed. But I mean, yeah, it crashed on a pursuit, I remember it. It was in the middle of a pursuit and all of a sudden it decided to crash. Yeah, that was pretty sad. Ah, god damn it. I gotta be a restart. And well, in Underground 2 it crashed when a race just started. I look back and it crashed. And in this one it crashed after the police spot me in a random ass race. So I wonder when Pro Street is gonna crash. Because at this rate we basically have one crash per game. Which, by the way, it's not a bad record. If you ask me, like, obviously, yeah, would have preferred if it wasn't... if it didn't crash at all. But if crash has to happen, only one per game, like per playthrough, is a very, very good record, without a doubt. Especially considering that this is emulated. You know, the fact that it's emulated and it still works so well is very nice. So is it gonna crash again? Well, the police was already here and now it's not here, so maybe not. the police really doesn't want you to finish the game. Also, speaking of that, okay, so it seems that in these random events where the bosses show up with other random opponents, Wolf, for some reason, well, Wolf, anyone that is supposed to be the boss, for some reason, they are always in very far places. Like in this case, Wolf is second to last, and well, he's still laughing like an idiot. But the point is that they don't really try to make them look like bosses in these regular races. At least they still have the canyon thing. They could certainly do better. Gotta admit that it's funny seeing that guy laugh. Well, actually, that's what I was saying before the game crashed. Like if I was playing the PS2 version, you wouldn't be able to see those cameras. It wouldn't be possible. That would be a huge loss. Also, this race in particular has an insane amount of shortcuts, and what's even worse is that the CPU is not even trying to go for them. And that's the reason why I'm like more than 10 seconds ahead. I took all the shortcuts, but they didn't take anything. Well, that was very free. Well, that means that all of the normal events are done and the only thing remaining is none other than this. I even want to drive there. Probably a bad idea, because the police can still easily... Wait a second, the hit level went to 1? Wait a second, does that mean that because it crashed during a pursuit, that it counted as me being captured? I wonder. Is that the case? Because otherwise the hit level should be in 4. That will be fucked up. Alright, so what's gonna happen here? It's a boss race, but what type are we talking about? Oh, I'm gonna do a race in the mountain pass against all 4 of them. Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to get your ass kicked at the same time, I don't mind. That makes it easier for me. Why do you all have red liveries? I thought that you all were part of a specific crew, but seems that you are all sucking like Durian's dick. Or Darius, sorry, my bad. Yeah, he has such a dumb name, it's hard to remember. At least Razor had an actual word for a name which made it easy to remember, and it was also a very edgy, no pun intended, name. So it was easy to remember, but this one, Darius, what type of name is that? I mean, I think it's a real name. It just doesn't seem like the kind of name that you will reserve for like a villain, right? It's fine. My grandpa was Darius, which is a variation of that. Yeah, it's supposed to be a real name. I think that putting it as a villain's name is probably not very not very enticing. Well, and then again, this guy is not very enticing as a villain, especially when you compare him to Razor. I mean, it's not like Razor was like the ultimate villain or anything like that, but at least he looked like a villain and he was more believable as a villain. Like, this guy Darius just looks very nice to be a villain, you know? Like, how could I hate him? While Razor actually looks like he's out for blood, you know? So yeah, a little bit weird. It's fine. Also, that was free as well. Are you even trying? Oh, what's this gonna be? Oh, there's another race? They didn't have enough. So they want to do a more regular race in like the city instead of the mountain pass, okay. At the same time though, I very heavily doubt that you're gonna win, but I'll entertain you. I'll entertain your request to get your ass kicked like a 5th time. Like, at this point, how many times have I beaten these guys? Because I beat them in the original boss fight, and the boss fight has 2 races. Like, it has a regular race and like the mountain pass chase event. So technically I beat them twice the first time. Then they had a regular race sprinkle in the events on the north, so that means 3 times. Then they also had an exclusive like boss fight with their new cars like individually, so that's 4. Now I beat them on that previous race in the mountain pass, so that's 5. And now I'm gonna beat you again here, which is a 6th time. I don't know, dude. I have a feeling that you should enjoy getting beaten. And look, I'm not gonna judge. I mean, that's fine if you enjoy it, but come on, dude. I don't think I'm that sadistic, or am I? I don't know. No, not really. Yeah, these guys definitely enjoy it, since this is the 6th time that I'm beating them and they are still insisting that I beat them. Sure, why not? Here, they are certainly not as good as they were on their own boss fights. Like, they are basically driving like a regular AI. Like, basically this reminds me a lot of Most Wanted, because right now, if these guys were like just a generic AI, it would be no difference. So yeah, kind of a shame, because it kind of broke the mystic effect of having them as boss fights, when here they just seem like 3 random shovers that don't add to anything. It's fine. Would be funny if I talk all this shit and I lose. No, we will see. I don't think I will. Or will I? Nah, I won't, surely. Alright. I actually won. So yeah, are you gonna show up, Darius, or are you scared? I mean, I will be scared if I were you. I don't know. What do you guys have to say about this, though? There is Darius.
You know, I spent that money that you got framed for. I bought Nikki everything that you couldn't.
Yeah, sorry, buddy, but I didn't understand what you said. Anyways, not like I care. Though it's pretty weird that they have a fucking Audi as like the final car. Maybe that car in particular was very popular when this game came out. Compared to all of the beautiful cars this game has, this Audi feels like nothing. Basically a matter of contrast, right? Also, this guy is pretty fast. So the Audi might be ugly and all of that, but it's certainly beating my ass without rest. To the point that I might need to go for a tier 3 to beat this guy. Because this one might not be enough. I guess it also depends on what shortcuts I can find, but even if I win this one, keep in mind that there's most likely gonna be the mountain pass race, and that one, if this one already is being hard, that one is gonna be very fucked up. Alright, so I essentially skip every shortcut possible. And he didn't take any of them, so if I took them, I would have actually gained an advantage over him. But they don't seem to be that easy to spot. That is not a shortcut. The one on the right, you don't gain any time by going there. The one on the left there is a shortcut. Problem is that I feel like getting into it will take you longer than simply going forward. Unfortunately, this is not gonna be enough. There is absolutely no way. Yeah, it ain't happening. Okay, I gotta remember the shortcut locations though for the next attempt at least. I don't know what he say there either. It's fine. Well, it wasn't, well, I was gonna say it wasn't a bad attempt. It was kind of a bad attempt though. We can try again. But yeah, it's gonna be hard to win this, without a doubt. At least with this car. And I don't really want to go for a tier 3. But I might need to do it. This guy just seems way too fast. But we will see. No, fucking piece of shit traffic car. Why did you do that? I mean, that was the perfect opportunity to do a dive bomb and get the lead. And well, that's the thing. You probably have to get the lead pretty early on. Here, I guess it's because I didn't get the perfect start, but yeah, quite far from him. I guess if I don't get a perfect start and I get very close to him, it's probably better to restart. How was that not a perfect start though? I guess I'm just nitroing at the beginning to at least match his regular acceleration. Yeah, that didn't work very well. Feels like everything points to needing a tier 3, unfortunately. Much as I would like to beat it with this car, it's looking like it might be too much work. And as I say, even if I manage to beat this race, the other thing, like the mountain pass thingy, I don't think that one is gonna happen. We will see though. This for now, I got the lead. It is not a lead that is gonna last for that long. Okay, there. I wonder if he's gonna start taking the shortcut on the second lap now that he sees that I taken the shortcut. Because I think that that's something that sometimes the AI does, that it doesn't take the shortcuts until you do. So maybe now on the second lap he will be all about taking the shortcuts. Will be an issue because even taking the shortcuts like this, I'm still struggling to keep the lead, so it will be even worse if he also takes the shortcuts. Well, we will see how it goes. For now it seems to be going well. Okay, he took... Oh, so that thing on the right is an actual very good shortcut. I didn't realize it was that fucked up. I didn't think it was even a shortcut. Okay, so that means that I also need to take that one. But yeah, it seems that he will take shortcuts if he needs them. Ah, damn it. If only I had known. He will take that one, but he won't take the other ones. Like, maybe he doesn't take the shortcuts when he's ahead. I think I've seen some other bosses take them when they are ahead. Oh! What, is the traffic bothering you, mister? Well, he also didn't take that one. Right. Well... Oh, someone is getting salty. Man. Watch your cholesterol, bro. That cannot be good for you. Nice. Then now comes the real challenge. And the place where I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked for multiple attempts consecutively. But yeah, I don't even know if this is possible with this car. We will see. Oh.
No one can touch me.
No one can touch me. Well, you know that that's false. Oh, and this track starts with hairpins like this. It's absolutely over. It's absolutely over. If the start of this is this very slow as hairpins, holy shit, yeah. I think it's officially over. There's not much that we can do here. And keep in mind that here there is no nitro, so you cannot even make up for the lack of acceleration. And there is a straight line right afterwards. Yeah, ironically, in these events, the highest strength I could possibly have are the corners that are not that big of a deal to navigate. Everything else is absolutely painful. And we're already more than halfway done, and these points are very low. Very, very low. So this is gonna be a defeat of cosmic proportions. Most likely. I feel like here the only way to possibly win is if I... Wait, hold up. I'm gonna lose here already, I think. Well, I didn't, but there is no way I survive round 2 with this sorry-ass amount of points. I think that the only way to win this with this car is if you manage to overtake on the first round and stay ahead somehow. But there is no way that you can win this the traditional way. We will see though. Before drawing any conclusions, we gotta try. And that's what I'm gonna do. Especially here on this straight line. Yeah, things ain't looking very good right now. They are certainly not looking very good. Well, and especially if I almost fall to my death, you know? Yeah, that was obviously a mistake, but even without that, I think I would have lost regardless. So this will have to be a restart. And remember that here a restart always starts from the first round. Well, which in this case is not a bad thing, since the first round was so bad. If anything, it's a blessing. I actually do wonder if it would have been enough if I hadn't crashed there. I feel like it could have been enough. By very little, like it would have been super close, but it might have been very, very close. Unfortunately here, as much as I want to dive bomb him on the first corner, he starts a little bit ahead of me to do that, so no dive bomb allowed. The first corners are so damn hard to do. Essentially my weaknesses are the super sharp corners, and his weaknesses seem to be the not so sharp corners. I don't know if you can call it weakness or simply that the AI is apparently not very good for soft corners. No, we can still call it a weakness. I think it's fitting. Then would prefer to not lose my voice right now if it's possible. Will appreciate it. Okay, this was slightly better than last time, but not really by a lot. Like, they were more points, and if I can manage to not crash like last time on on the second round, I might be able to win, but it's still something that requires quite a lot of perfection from me. Like, no mistakes allowed at all, obviously. For example, something like that, it's way too slow. The same thing as last time. Right there, it's pretty clear that he used the brakes on purpose. Like, I didn't actually block him physically. Well, I got in front of him, but I mean that we didn't get a contact. He simply decided to brake. Same mistake as last time, dude. On that same fucking corner. And there's not even anything special about that corner. I don't know why I have issues. I simply have. That's an interesting distance. But it will go down to this final straight, but no, not enough. Or maybe... it wasn't enough. Fuck, dude, it was right there. That's the second time that that happens. Losing on the finish line like that is crazy. It's like it happens on purpose. Yeah, frame off pretty much. Yeah, that's just how it is. Yeah, very, very messed up. I'm not even sure how statistically possible it is for that to happen twice in the same session against two different opponents. I guess it happens. Though this attempt should already be restarted. What happens if you do the Gran Turismo strat? I don't think you do the corner faster. This should be a restart. Like, I'm clearly doing this worse from the beginning here. But damn it, that was so close. Like, that was the perfect attempt. God damn it. Because now, it's one of those things that you never know when's the next time that you're gonna have an attempt that close. Like, it could be this one, or it could be like 10 attempts after this one. And you will not know. And you could be here for a while, all because you were a millisecond away from winning. I think that right there, it probably wasn't really a millisecond, because I think that even when you reach the finish line, I think that it keeps counting until he reaches the finish line. I could be wrong about that, but I think it doesn't end when you reach it. The same way that it doesn't end when he reaches it. But maybe you have player privileges. It's hard to tell. But maybe it wasn't as close as I think it was. Yeah, very hard to tell. This attempt is doing very good. Yeah, this is a significantly worse attempt than the previous one. This most likely should go to a restart. Like in the previous one I had 120,000. Well, if it's 20, wouldn't it be that bad? I think it was 130,000. So technically not. Yeah, no, I don't know. We will see. Yeah, I doubt that I'm gonna be able to keep away much better here. It was a very good corner. The most fucked up part is that it's possible that I might make a very good run, but with the amount of points I got in the first round, it's simply not enough to win. It would have been this good of a run, but in the previous attempt it probably would have worked, but not in this one. At least this time I didn't crash with this fucking corner. That's something. Yeah, looking at the percentage and the amount remaining, I wouldn't say this is very good at all. Ah, fuck. I mean, at that point I had to go fast, because it was either that or losing regardless, so... Yeah, but it's just one of those things that it wasn't really the accident that made me lose. I'm pretty sure that that one was simply not enough points no matter what. I think that if I do in round one anything less than 130,000, it's simply not something that I should keep going on round two. Most likely not. It's incredible how bad the start always is. It's like the start has to be bad no matter what. Damn, that was terrible. Did that corner so badly. You know, this one I don't think is gonna go anywhere. I would love to push you out of the track so much. I would really enjoy it. You know, this attempt was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Try with the Corvette? No. No, I won't try with any other car, because I know I can win with this. It's only a matter of time, but I easily know I can win with this. There just has to be the right attempt. That's all I need. This is so winnable. It's a matter of points here. It is indeed a matter of points, and there is no point in changing, because this Porsche will give me the victory, no matter what. Might take a lot of attempts, but it will give me the victory. shame. That was such a bad angle. Fuck. You're not supposed to do that slowly. God damn it. The angle completely fucked me up there. I don't think that's... I will have to be another restart, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that amount of points is worthless. Anything that is not 130,000 has to be a retry. Like, it's just not a worthy run with less points than that. It's just that I wish this piece of shit didn't drift this much. There are some times that I don't wanna drift, but it just drifts. I mean, it's because I press the brake too much, but yeah, I don't wanna drift. There is no practical reason to drift. Like, this is not initially. We're not magically gonna win by drifting. It does not work that way. No, that was so slow. What the hell is wrong with you? Dead. That's the first time that I actually fall. I had to risk it there because the points were not enough either. At least I see how it looks like when you fall. It's pretty cool. Very nice. Even has a dramatic camera color and everything. It's pretty cool. I'm a fan. They make it look like serious business. Well, I mean, if you fall from a mountain, I will say that it is pretty serious business. They make it look like it should look. Damn it, that corner is deadly. Like, that one I didn't do it on purpose, but it's so hard. Like, it's a corner that is made to fuck you up no matter what. It's a very, very messed up corner. Okay, for this one you kinda need to go hard on the brake, cause if you don't, it's kind of impossible to do anything anyways. Okay, I try doing those corners as well as I possibly could, which might not be good enough, sure, but I don't think I can do them better than that. Damn, there are some times where you get stuck in this corner and I don't understand why, because I try to be as soft as possible on the brakes and it still gets stuck there. It's a tunnel corner, so it's hard to see what's going on there anyways, but... Fortunately there, it's an issue with angle if I try to go for an overtake. Not to mention extremely greedy as well. Yeah, that's not good. Because here the points that you get at the end are not... Like, you don't get that many points. No, that has to be a restart. Like, that's not a good amount of points. Like, it won't be enough. But I don't know what I did in that attempt to get 130,000, because right now I'm completely failing to do so. Like, I don't know what magic I was able to pull off back there that I cannot pull off right now. Like, which part of the track I did super fast that now I'm not doing fast. Yeah, all of those corners, as I said before, I did them as well as I possibly could there. Okay, this corner I also didn't lose that much time there. That's also a corner that I wish I could do better. Okay. That was not terrible. I don't think it's gonna be 130,000, but it's more than I usually get, so I guess I should go for it. I start turning too early. I don't know, it's hard to tell here. But now we're in the opposite end of this, so we will see how it goes. I'm gonna at least try to drive the same way I did on the first round. Damn, I did that corner so well. I actually did it so well. Yeah, that was a perfect start. Like, I legitimately cannot do it better than that. That's still such a shitty ass corner, god damn it. That one also fucks me up so badly. It could be anyone's game. Let's go. So I think the race actually ends when you cross the finish line, guys. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure he will have won there. Because I got 1,000 when I crossed the finish line, but if the same logic applied to me in the first round, like, he will have won. So I guess that's one of those parts where there is certainly player privilege, without a doubt. That's cool. And look at all the shit that you can see. Pretty funny. That was pretty nice. And I got his Audi. Well, technically not his Audi, but Audi. Alright, what do you have to say now? Well, yeah, I know he got defeated. So yeah, basically the city is mine, pretty much. I think that there's still a war event remaining, but we will see. What do we have? Salty?
The keys are in the car. Enjoy it while it lasts. There's always someone out there who's a little faster than you are. And sooner or later, they're gonna catch up.
Damn, that was loud. Well, I don't know, you sound like a sore loser, mister. So, I unlocked 5 new cars, including the Audi Quattro. Give them a try in quick race. There's still a lot of things to do in the game. Now complete all the reward cars, take on the challenge series, and try the career in another car class. Well, technically I did. I went from a tuner to a how is it called? Fuck, I forgot how it was called. Exotic, right? So technically I did take it on a different type of car in the middle of the thing, though I don't know what it means by those reward cars that she mentioned. Like, what is that? I know about the challenge series, but I'm not sure what rewards she was talking about here. But yeah, anyways, I guess that was Carbon, though I'm pretty sure there is still one event remaining that is probably a war event like the ones you had in the other areas. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, as I said before, my 2 biggest problems with this game is that I don't like the setting, like I don't like the city. I prefer much more the city in the 3 previous games pretty much. And I think the pursuit is completely out of place. Like if the police pursuit, I mean, if it wasn't here, it wouldn't make any difference aside from not being a pain in the ass to escape, I guess. Not to mention that your cars can also get incauted in this game, even though they haven't captured me a single time. But basically with the lack of milestones for pursuits, there's really no reason for them to be there. But aside from that, I think that it's a step forward in every way compared to Most Wanted, because the AI is for the most part not extremely dumb, and the bosses actually feel like bosses instead of just another AI that doesn't matter, right? So that is something that the game did pretty well. The car selection is also very nice. Feels like it has the same amount of cars as the previous game, so I guess there's not that much of an evolution in that regard, but it's fine. Doesn't need to have more as long as the ones that it has are nice. Well, there is another thing that I also didn't like, and it's that the game makes it impossible for you to beat it with a tier 1 car, or rather with one of the 3 starting cars, right? And I feel like in a game like this that is so similar to Most Wanted and pretty much has all the mechanics from Most Wanted, I would have liked to see the same logic, like you grab your first car and you go till the end with it. Without that, it feels a little bit, cheap to change cars. Well, your opponents do it as well, so at least it's not like you're feeling like you're cheating while everyone else keeps the same car. So the game encourages you to switch cars, but I feel like I would prefer if it was following the same logic as Most Wanted, to not have tiers and to have every car be able to be as fast as possible. But it's a very minor complaint. I still think the biggest complaint is that I don't like the city, and that's it. I wonder if the Xbox 360 version of Most Wanted has the same AI as this game. Because if it has the same AI as this game, which was like basically AI was my biggest complaint about Most Wanted. If it actually has the AI this game has, like that game is very good, like will be very good. But yeah, like that's what I would like basically combine them in that way, like AI of this game with the setting of Most Wanted will be cool. But yeah, I also, it's not just the AI, the fact that these mountain pass chases exist as boss fights is very good. Like that's an extremely good addition to the series, and I hope that I see them more because they are very, very well done. And not to mention the fact that they got rid of drag races, that's automatically a plus no matter what, and the drift events being a lot easier than they were in Underground 2. So yeah, that being said, even with all the good things I have to say about this game, I still, even now at the end of the game, looking at the credits, I still don't know if I will choose Most Wanted or this game. Like, I feel like both are very close in that regard. So the question is, did I get 100%? I did, so there is no... Damn, there is no war at the end. That's a little bit disappointing, honestly. But yeah, it's fine, I guess. I mean, it makes sense from a climatic point of view that you want to leave the final boss to be the end, but yeah, it would have been nice. And I also am seeing that you cannot replay the bosses. You can replay the wars, right? And actually, it's called Race Wars. You know what, I avoided calling it like that because I thought I was making it up, and Race War is not a nice thing to say, but the game itself calls it Race Wars. I mean, obviously, it's just an unfortunate coincidence because the word race can be used in two different ways, but it will be better if you call it Racing Wars, I feel. But yeah, you can redo those events, but you cannot redo the actual boss fight events. Well, territory control, I dominate everything, clearly. I don't even know what you mean by mid-set here. I dominate everything there is to dominate. But yeah, I don't know what the game said. Oh, you also have a quick list with the events by type. That's pretty cool, actually. Look at that. Man, that's nice. So yeah, that's it, isn't it? Like, I just want to double check, but I'm pretty sure that whatever the game mentioned there at the end was not something in the career mode. Maybe it was something in, like, I know the challenge series is here, but they mentioned something about rewards, and I don't know what it was about. Oh, reward cards, what is this? Oh, these are like achievements. Well, I mean, you can kinda respectfully suck my cock. Oh yeah, this essentially unlock cars, I think, by doing these achievements. It's like, well, you have milestones basically. If you wanted milestones, here you have it. But yeah, things like this are extremely painful to do, and it's basically one of my biggest complaints of Most Wanted as well, so no, that's not something I'm gonna bother doing. And before I bother saying that I'm gonna do the challenge series, here's the thing. In Most Wanted, the challenge series absolutely suck balls, but what are they in this game? Solo challenge? What do you mean by solo challenge? Well, it says defeat an easy opponent. Co-op challenge? Can you do this if you're only one player? That seems interesting, because these are all the event types instead of only time trial and pursuits like it was in Most Wanted. But I want to check this. Could you play a co-op event without a second player? Oh, you have single player. Right? Well, in that case, I will do this tomorrow, since here there is actually a good variety of events instead of just two very shitty event types to do. I will do the challenge series tomorrow, but at least the career mode is 100% completed, so yeah. rejoice. Nice. But yeah, that will be it for me for today. So thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow with more of this game with the challenge series. So have a good one and take care.